So do you have an old Model S or Model X that doesn't do this? Would you like it to do that? So stay tuned, because I'm going to show you how to do that to your old Model S and Model X. There's a link down below so you can follow along if you want to do that. It's removing the screen, not disassembling the screen, not unplugging or anything, so you're not messing with the wire, you're just unbolting it and then adjusting those by hand so you can put it to whatever direction you want. Now it'll be fixed. It won't move like this. But if you're driving the car, it's always better to have it facing you. Being flat is not so bad, but having it pitched to you is way better. And I don't think Tesla has any plans yet to retrofit those motors onto the back of this. So anybody with those old cars, 2021, you can do this. Pretty easy, and it's free. It's free. Not too many modifications are free. My friend's showing up with his Model S, and we're gonna do that to his today. So follow along, but you can just print out the directions or pull them up on your laptop and do it yourself. All right, so in the car here, you have to take apart the screen. Obviously, you have to remove the screen, and all the stuff is behind there. So first thing is we have to remove this. And all you have to do is grab on both sides, break it. Just pull it off. This one was taped on there, so it must have rattled. So you have this main clip here. This is the big clip that is kind of hard to get to, but you just release this, pull up on it, and slide it off. This goes on the top, but it pulls right off really easily. This one was taped to here. It's probably to keep it from making noise, rattling and everything. So once you remove these three, you can take that out. So this you just tuck out of the way, and then we pull this down. This is where your cabin air temperature sensor is. And up underneath here that's the sensor for your cabin air temperature. This is if you have the sexy buttons. That's what you plug that into, and then you can have the sexy buttons in your car. And that's what it looks like with all the cables removed. Just tuck them out of the way, and then we got to get to bolts up there. So I got a stubby driver here, screwdriver, and once you get on the 10 millimeter, you can loosen that up. So we put the towel down here so that the bolt doesn't fall all the way through right next to all your key cards that fell through there. But you could probably find your key cards if you do this. All right, so you take your T45 Torx bit and you loosen up these on the top and the bottom of the screen. But it's already loose, but what I like to do is mark this so you know where the starting point is. Just in case you have to go back to stock for some reason, say you sell the car and the next person doesn't like this angle, but you also have reference on where you started from, and you can make adjustments from there.
Nope, I like these ones better. If you had a clamp, you could clamp the top of this and we could just spin it.
Or you can take and cut a groove in that and use a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver. Or if you're a 3D printing guy, you can actually probably 3D print something to do this too. There's a product idea. You see how much we've moved so far on the one? You should probably move the other one now.
Yep.
Move the other one. This is the inside one to you, but you still have to move both of them.
And this has got to go the opposite direction, right?
No, it's a screwdriver, so it should...
Run the drill slowly and counterclockwise. Okay, yeah.
So they say hook a drill to it. My Ryobi drill is tapered. Those are tapered in, so you can't hook those to it. So it depends on what drill they have. Look, that didn't work, so that's why we're having to use needle nose pliers. All right, so we moved the arms quite a bit, and we just test fitted in here. It's kind of just touching in here, but it's actually touching here. So we moved this side a little bit. We want to move this out a little bit more, and this side actually looks pretty good. I don't know do you want this out more? It does move more from the factory.
No. Yeah.
We could. I mean, so this is how much we moved it. So this one is pretty much even with the center bar, and then this one is probably a 1/2 inch or maybe 5/8 from the starting point. So again, you do have to move both, because otherwise this would just jam into the side. I think we just moved this maybe 1/4 more, and then move this a little bit more. So you really can't see anything behind it, but we moved it just a little bit more, and you're gonna move it to wherever you want. You just gotta test fit it here. But it's barely a little, there's a little bit of a gap here, and when we tighten this up, I think there'll be more of a gap, so it won't touch. This is really close. But again, I think this is a good setting for you. Here, you show them what you see. It's angled pretty nice.
Yeah.
As a passenger, this is pretty much what a passenger uses, or sometimes this is easy to get to. Everything's easy to get to here. And then your climate controls. So I think that's a good setting. The only bad thing is this is stuck here. You're not going to be able to motorize it back. Tesla, when are you going to do a retrofit? Allow this to be done. Well, we wouldn't be able to do it, but when are you going to let the mobile techs be able to do this for people? Not that they watch my videos. So these things right here, that's what holds it in so it doesn't rattle everywhere. And then we put it back in place. Be careful when you're tightening these because they'll move. See how it swings? So we want to shift it this way, so we move the motor that way, which will give you more room too. So once you tighten this down, you'll have to test fit it again to make sure. You might have to see how those are moving.
Yep.
We'll just do the top ones first, test fit it to make sure it's where you want it, and then we don't do them super tight, so maybe you can move the screen while it's up there. And don't break the screen, by the way. I'm sure that'd be very expensive. So now that I moved that over, there's actually a little bit more of a gap here. And we can still move it a little bit. I think that's better. And then when we tighten it, we'll hold this up as we tighten it, and then that'll give more of a, I think that's good.
Yep.
So now put the towel back over here because you're gonna put these back in. You're gonna fight with that for a while. Just get those in, and as you're tightening everything, just kind of lift and pull out of the way so there's a gap over here so you don't have the rubbing noise, and drive it, see if you like it. If you don't like that angle, do this all over again and change the angle. It's just your time. So before we've got this bolted back together, and before we put everything in here, we're just gonna go for a drive, make sure this doesn't rattle, because now is a better time instead of taking all that crap apart again. Come on, Grandpa, what are you doing?
I want to lose my front lip on your driveway.
All right, so no rattles. Works perfectly. Do that to yours. So now it's just a matter of putting everything back together, hooking everything back up, getting all the wires in place, and then enjoying your new free modification. Not too many modifications are free. There you go. That just slams right in there. And it works. You don't need that many tools. Actually, you don't need this many tools. We just tried a bunch of different stuff.